This time we're doing a recover item mission type. Normally I would bring a specialist to handle the hacking, but our Spark can also remotely hack objectives and I don't have enough supplies spare to upgrade their rifle yet. Aside from that, we have our Phantom Ranger, because our Reaper is tired after the last couple missions. We have 2 Grenadiers, once again for more cover destruction. A Skirmisher, who's kind of filling in the gaps. And then we have a Sharpshooter as usual. In terms of equipment, we're bringing a bit of a mix of items. We've now finally built the Mimic Beacon, and for now we're putting it on our Skirmisher, with the intention being that if we get into trouble, our Skirmisher can still take a shot first and then throw it out. We've also brought the Skulljack on our Grenadier. This is just simply because the Grenadier was the only one who had an empty slot for it. We're going to try and Skulljack an officer if we can find one, to remove some more progress off of the Avatar project. Other than that, we have all the standard equipment. We have Talon rounds on our Ranger, blue screen rounds on our Sharpshooter, and I've also just brought some battle scanners on our other Grenadier because again, we didn't have any other items we could take in that slot.
Menace 1-5, we've got a bead on the Advent data vault near your position. Be advised, self-detonating charges are in place at the target. Move to disarm and extract the package before its contents are destroyed.
This should be a mostly standard mission. We'll grab our Phantom Ranger and send them out front. We're going to swing off to one side. We want to keep some distance from the train car, so we have a clear field of view.
Running.
Getting it done.
We can go up to high ground with our Skirmisher and our Spark. That way we have the height bonus if we find a pod next turn.
Tactical movement. As you order.
Good to go.
Closing on target position now. Enemy.
Our first contact is a Spectre, a Trooper, and a Purifier. I want to get our Sharpshooter in a good spot before we start, but she can't quite reach any of these high positions in cover. We'll move in a little closer and try again next turn.
On my way.
Copy that.
Yes, Commander.
I'm looking for a spot where our Sharpshooter can see all the targets. We can move her off to the left, but the problem is we may end up in a situation where she can see some targets but the rest of the squad can't. Eventually I settle for dashing her up with the rest of the squad.
Stepping off.
Then I want to get our Ranger off to one side, so they're less likely to reveal him when they activate.
Eyes on the prize.
Detection.
Our Sharpshooter can see them. Because she's got blue screen rounds, we'll start with the lightning hands and see where we go from here.
They've got our position!
They're quite spread out. We can't hit all of them with our grenadier, so we'll have to choose. At that distance, the purifier could be dangerous, but we can't quite destroy his cover either. We can hit the Spectre and the Trooper, but it's not guaranteed to kill the Spectre. We'll go with the previous shot for now. We have several good justice options, but I'm worried about pulling them past our concealed ranger. We'll come back to that and see if we can thin them out first. As tends to happen, we'll just use overdrive and try and hit some shots.
Terminated. Hostile threat.
We'll save the last shot and try and feed the kill to our gunslinger.
Target neutralized.
Scanning for target.
Then we'll send the ranger out front. I can't switch units, so I know we've got another pod.
The Advent captain would serve our purposes nicely, if it can be disabled.
That was an officer, a stun lancer and a trooper. We're going to try and go for a Skulljack if we get a chance.
I'm going. Scanning.
They didn't move this turn. We'll keep closing in for now.
No problem, boss.
We'll keep our sharpshooter where she is, because she can try for a long watch.
Let's move already.
Our spark is probably too far back, so we'll dash them up onto the other train car.
Maximum thrust confirmed.
We'll keep our ranger off to one side to try and keep him in concealment.
Scanning.
Moving to designated position.
We need to make sure he can see the pod though, for our sharpshooter.
Overwatch. Scanning.
Non-evade detection.
This was a bit of a waste. We don't need to shoot at the officer, because the Skulljack will instantly kill him.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I must focus my strike.
We can reach him with the Skulljack. We just need to check that there aren't any more pods close by though.
Position confirmed.
There is another pod, a Spectre and 2 sectoids, but they should be far enough back. I'm just thinking about what to do. We could pull the officer to us, but it seems like a bit of a waste. We can also grapple up to high ground, but we're exposed and he'd be a little too close to the fire tile. I eventually realize I'm overthinking it and just go for the standard grenade opener.
Tired of waiting around. Catch.
Then what we'll do is we'll give her the Ranger's action, so she can then take another shot.
You want some more? My ammo's running low!
Our skirmishers got an 81% chance to get the trooper, and that'd be a kill with only 4 HP.
Justice comes for all!
We should be good to try the Skulljack, unless there's another pod in here that we can't see. We have the mimic beacon if necessary though.
This might sting a little! We have complete access to the Advent Psionics network. I have dedicated our systems to processing the new data, but we will need to work fast. It is only a matter
Usually it's better to have a specialist do this because they have a higher hacking skill. We still haven't upgraded their rifle though.
Commander, that appears to be the Codex responsible for safeguarding the alien data stores. We'll have to neutralize it if we intend to recover the data.
Understood. Weapons hot. We've got our target. Menace 1-5, this is Avenger. We have positive confirmation of the target package. Move to acquire.
Once you complete this objective, it then causes codexes to start spawning on regular missions. Codexes also tend to use a delayed attack as their first action, so you can afford to leave them for a little bit. The problem is that most attacks will cause them to split in half, meaning more units to shoot at you. This would have been a great time to have Justice, at least then we could pull one of them out of cover. This seems like a good chance to use Bombard. We'll move forwards because we need to get in range to hack the objective, then we'll use Bombard to expose the target. This will make it split though.
I have never seen anything like this. The Codex is projecting multiple copies of itself into our dimension.
We'll just take a shot with the rifle, since it's 92%. That was fortunate, because it grazed the hit.
Hostile target down!
That's about all we can do for now though. Our skirmisher can't get on the roof. That should be fine though. It's weak, and it's almost certainly just going to use psionic bomb.
Codex appears to be in a state of flux, existing simultaneously across multiple dimensions.
We'll take our grenadier in, assuming we don't reveal the other pod, and try and feed him the kill.
Whatever you say.
Another grazed hit. At least when they're on 1 HP they can't split anymore. We don't have many other options. Rather than risk activating the other pod, we'll just throw a grenade and be done with it.
Excellent work, Commander. It appears some physical remnant of the Codex.
Then we'll move out of the blast radius, choosing a tile where our spark can see the objective.
To the aliens' ongoing plans.
Ready to engage!
Now we can just hack the objective and wait for the other pod to come to us.
Affirmative, covering now.
Dennis 1-5, status confirmed. The charges are inactive and the package is secure. Eliminate any remaining hostiles near the AO.
Our skirmisher has an autoloader, so that was a free reload, and now he can overwatch as well. Our units weren't in a good position to get overwatch shots, unfortunately. They've also spread out quite wide, so we're unlikely to get a good grenade.
Reload in progress.
We might have been able to hit them with our Rainmaker rocket, but once again, XCOM 2's fiddly aiming system is going to hinder us. We do have a flank shot with the sniper rifle, so this is as good of a chance as any. We could grapple our skirmisher up to high ground, but again we'd be exposed. What we could do though, is grapple over, use Wrath on the sectoid, and then shoot it, or throw down the mimic beacon.
Useful aid.
If we'd upgraded his Ripjack, this would be a guaranteed kill. Sectoids take increased melee damage. We'll come back to that in a second. We'll see if we can kill the other enemies first. The Spectre still has 3 HP, which means we can't quite kill it with the stock. Our Phantom Ranger doesn't have Blade Master, so we can't guarantee the kill with Slash. We can just use run and gun for a flank shot though. I'm worried there still might be another pod though. If there's another pod back here, then we'll be in a bad position. We can do it from the door though, and that should be pretty safe.
They can move. Good to go.
This is a good example of why run and gun is such a useful tool. We just have to finish off the Spectre. We'll try to finish it off with a standard shot first, in case it has any loot.
Finally!
No luck this time. We'll just use one of our grenades to guarantee it. We'll reload first though, since we're not going to move. This is just the objective container, and we've already got the item. And then we can just shoot the sectoid in the face.
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
The Codex fight was a little messy, but no one got hurt. We didn't get into any serious trouble, and we didn't even have to use the Mimic Beacon. If we'd had any major problems, we could have just thrown the Mimic Beacon out, and that probably would have been more than enough.
I never had any doubts about your capabilities, Commander. Excellent work as always.
Commander, please thank our troops for completing what was surely a difficult task in acquiring the Codex brain. We'll begin work on it as soon as possible.
Considering the limited resources available to you, Commander, you have still managed to exceed my expectations. Excellent work. commend your troops for their resilience in defeating this creature, Commander. The aliens will be left scrambling to recover from this setback.
This is actually really helpful because it would halve the contact cost of the next region, which would be the Advent facility. But the problem is with 12 days to scan, it's just not worth it. We don't have the time to go for this. The signal jamming dark event is really crippling us right now. We'll just finish contacting this region.
To any semblance of hope. But these stories will not save them from their fate. Together, we have succeeded in our task.
We're making some good progress on the Avatar project. We'll just double-check what our options are. We've got 11 more days until the end of the month, so we'll need to think about which covert actions we want to do. The sabotage action will take 8 days, and then we could do the modular assault rifles breakthrough before the list of actions resets. It's a shame to lose the weapon upgrade and promotion, but we have to prioritize the Avatar progress at this stage. It's a similar covert action to the last one, so we'll probably just take the same 2 soldiers again. We actually do have another Sergeant Ranger now, but she's tired from the last few missions. We have to spend more money to negate the capture risk, unfortunately.
Our order is clear, and we will obey it.
I actually made a mistake here. I assumed we didn't have quite enough supplies to afford the shadow chamber, when actually we were just looking at the wrong room. So I end up making a detour to the black market to get some supplies.
Market is open.
Commander, I appreciate you recruiting new staff for the engineering team, but as it stands, we have people still waiting for an assignment. We can have them working on construction, excavation, or staff...
We were only away for a few hours, but I could have reassigned the engineers that finished excavating this room. We're going to build the shadow chamber here. The reason we build the shadow chamber on this shielded power coil is because the shadow chamber has one of the highest power consumptions for any facility. When it's fully upgraded, it actually takes up more power than the bonus you'd get for building a power relay here instead. We'll just assign one of our engineers here, and then the other one can help with excavating the other room. Then we'll just go back to contacting that region.
Brazilian corridor.
Alien facility coordinates locked in, Commander.
That facility just added back 2 more blocks to the Avatar progress, but it's only 1 connection away from our home region. We can finish contacting this region, and then just go for that facility instead, because that one will be cheaper to contact, and it's worth 2 blocks.
We're reading you.
New regional contacts located.
Commander, the resistance forces we just contacted in this region have provided us all the intel they have on the Chosen actively working in the area.
Your tenacity could prove your undoing, Commander. If you would seek a fight with me, I hope you are truly ready to match my skills.
The entire reason why we haven't been expanding very much in the early game is purely because of this. Whenever you contact a new region, there's a pretty decent chance you'll find one of the other Chosen and activate them on the world map. By delaying this as much as possible, you'll see that the Warlock has about 2.5 bars of knowledge before he can attack the Avenger. Compared to the Assassin who we just revealed, she has absolutely 0 bars, so it's going to take her a lot longer before she's in a similar position. This means that the only one we really have to worry about for now is the Warlock. Just to double check, this facility doesn't have an alien ruler guarding it, so we're absolutely going to go for it. It also only costs 20 intel to contact, due to a bonus we got way back in Mission 8. Even better, just before this facility was built, the signal jamming dark event finally expired. So now we'll be back to regular scanning times.
Regional contact.
Amazingly, the last alien ruler spawned at the facility we were just trying to reach. So that worked out really well. We have a new council mission. We've got to neutralize a target. We get a huge amount of supplies and intel, but this is in the assassin's territory. Next time we're going to have to bring our skirmisher out, just in case.
Setting course for Sector 3, Brazil.